Yeah, we don't want to talk about it. We're gonna get through this.
Floyd Mayweather is confronting the most catastrophic financial disaster of his legendary career, with behind-the-scenes chaos allegedly driving the boxing icon into complete emotional collapse. Industry insiders report that Netflix is aggressively pursuing legal action to confiscate Mayweather's valuable assets, particularly his prestigious gym franchise empire, as security for the staggering $100 million penalty stemming from his contractual violations regarding the Manny Pacquiao bout.
If anybody know about business, you don't keep that type of money in just regular account. So I had to wire the money from somewhere.
Okay.
So I wired the money to the account, and when I wired it to the account, I went straight to the bank. I go to the bank myself to make sure shit get done. Because the thing is this, I can't make all the money unless somebody else do all the dictating and do all the controlling.
The previously unbeaten fighter, who crafted his entire identity around the Money Mayweather brand, is now purportedly witnessing his commercial kingdom disintegrate before his very eyes, with sources revealing he's suffering devastating emotional breakdowns as mounting financial pressures intensify from every direction.
Today, to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather.
Multiple industry reports indicate that Mayweather executed 3 distinct agreements with Netflix and Pacquiao's promotional organization, secured substantial upfront payments worth millions, and subsequently attempted to manipulate the terms by declaring the September 19th Sphere Showdown would constitute merely an exhibition rather than an official professional championship contest.
The Sphere is one of the places that they talked about. So we don't know if it's 100% going to be there. And this is not actually a fight, it's an exhibition.
Okay.
Joe Smither, the chief executive of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, definitively confirmed to ESPN that Mayweather has fundamentally violated his contractual obligations and declared unequivocally that the bout remains scheduled as planned. Mather stated categorically that no cancellation exists whatsoever, emphasizing that Mayweather committed to a legitimate professional fight and now stands officially in breach of his legal agreements.
Floyd Mayweather is in a breach. He is officially in a breach. He's been in a breach since the day he went out and said what he said on Saturday, but he's officially in a breach as of yesterday. He has a cure period. There are certain things that he needs to do, and he has multiple breaches, not just one.
The promotional executive delivered harsh words regarding the severe financial repercussions, informing the Las Vegas Review-Journal that massive penalties and substantial damages await Mayweather. Mather disclosed that these consequences represent 8 to 9-figure damages, potentially exposing Mayweather to anywhere between $100 million and $900 million in financial liability if he persists in mischaracterizing the contracted professional bout as a meaningless exhibition that would jeopardize his pristine 50-poulter professional record.
Is booked as a professional fight, not as an exhibition. It was never booked as an exhibition, which makes sense because Netflix got behind it, and I would assume that they would not want an exhibition. We said the other day, I think it was actually yesterday, we said that this fight has to be a real fight and not an exhibition because, 1, Netflix is involved, 2, Manny Pacquiao wants that get back.
Even more alarming developments surround Netflix's reported aggressive response to Mayweather's contractual violations and the potentially devastating consequences for his gym franchise operation that carries his personal brand. Before examining Netflix's actions, Pacquiao himself delivered explosive revelations about strategically trapping Mayweather into these binding agreements, telling Boxing Scene's Lance Pugmire that he ensured Mayweather understood he was signing for an authentic fight since that's precisely how he secured his Netflix advances. Pacquiao emphasized there's absolutely no justification for cancellation, warning that Mayweather will face tremendous problems with Netflix, MP Promotions, and other parties if he attempts withdrawal, revealing that he deliberately secured Mayweather's signature first based on lessons learned from their previous contentious negotiations.
Saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what he's feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract we signed is a real fight.
Real fight, okay. Yeah, because I know he said
I want to fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or nothing.
Yeah, it's a real fight. Yeah.
Pacquiao also verified that Mayweather has already collected substantial advance payments from Netflix, stating directly that since Mayweather signed for a real fight and received his advance money, no legitimate excuses exist for his current behavior.
You know, that's proposed of exhibition that was long time ago. a year after our first fight, but I didn't agree. And then I want a real fight. So he signed what I signed. He signed a real fight, and I signed a real fight, and he got his advance. So there's no reason to make excuses of that.
Boxing journalist Lance Pugmire disclosed on Boxing Scene that the advance payments reach staggering amounts, revealing that Netflix provided Floyd Mayweather multiple millions of dollars in financial advances that exceed even higher figures than initially estimated. This confirmation establishes that Mayweather accepted massive upfront payments from Netflix specifically for what was contractually defined as a professional fight, yet now allegedly attempts to transform it into a worthless exhibition.
If this is all true, then he absolutely is in breach of contract, and he's trying to scam Netflix, of all people. Floyd, we know, is a serial scammer at this point, with the cryptocurrencies, with the
The complexity escalates when examining the specific contractual agreements Mayweather reportedly executed, with Mayweather providing detailed accounts to ESPN revealing that Mayweather signed 3 separate agreements on different dates with 2 distinct parties. Mayweather explained to the Las Vegas Review-Journal that the first contract was executed on October 24, 2025, the second on November 6, and the third on December 14, with all 3 eventually consolidated in January 2026, and Mayweather collecting money upon each signing. This demonstrates Mayweather actively executed multiple binding contracts over 3 months while collecting deposits at every stage, but his legal position deteriorates further since Mayweather revealed he not only received deposits but also secured a loan against his guaranteed purse, meaning Mayweather borrowed money against his Pacquiao fight earnings, creating even tighter legal obligations since he's already spent money not yet technically earned.
Your boy Mayweather, talking about, he thought that this fight that he had with Pacquiao was an exhibition. He took an advance pay for 3 fights.
Right.
And now they're saying he's in breach of contract because he said that.
Industry sources suggest this loan arrangement makes it virtually impossible for Mayweather to simply abandon his obligations without facing catastrophic financial devastation, with Mayweather emphasizing their ironclad documentation by stating to ESPN that nobody during the past 3 months raised any concerns about the venue or suggested the fight wasn't professional. Mayweather confirmed they possess complete contracts with Mayweather's signatures, DocuSign verification, wet signatures, device identification, IP addresses, and comprehensive documentation that makes it practically impossible for Mayweather to claim ignorance about his commitments. The most shocking developments involve alleged actions targeting Mayweather's gym franchise empire as Netflix moves to protect their financial interests, with sources claiming Netflix has begun exploring legal options to seize Mayweather's business assets as collateral guaranteeing payment of the massive penalty. Mayweather Boxing Plus Fitness, the gym franchise operating locations throughout the United States, reportedly represents a primary target for potential asset seizure proceedings, with timing particularly devastating since his gym franchise already faces multiple lawsuits and serious financial difficulties. TMZ Sports reported in May 2025 that Mayweather's legal team sent threatening correspondence to Mayweather Fitness, demanding documents while threatening fraud, misappropriation of likeness, breach of contract, and defamation lawsuits, with the letter stating that despite Mayweather's limited involvement as brand ambassador, the organizations continually and improperly exploited his name, image, and likeness for financial gain, while simultaneously creating lawsuit exposure and negative publicity.
Well, I mean, it's a cheap night, but I just try to use it. Okay.
My team has no money.
Alright. My team has no money.
The money team has no money.
The gym problems extend much deeper, since employees at multiple Mayweather Fitness locations have accused the company of withholding wages for weeks, with HR Grapevine USA reporting in April 2025 that workers at the Los Angeles Highland Avenue location staged protests on December 34, 2024, claiming they were owed weeks of unpaid wages while the gym faced closure. One employee revealed they couldn't inform Mayweather about the studio closing despite his recent visit 2 weeks prior, stating they had been silenced about the situation. The gym franchise has witnessed dozens of location closures over the past year, including a May 2024 closure in El Grove, Sacramento, after the landlord sued for $30,000 in unpaid rent. Sources suggest that if Netflix proceeds with asset seizure, the entire Mayweather Fitness franchise operation could face receivership or sale to satisfy debt obligations, which would devastatingly strip Mayweather's name from the gyms and transfer control to Netflix as payment for his contract breach. The situation becomes more catastrophic since Mayweather simultaneously faces financial pressure from multiple directions, with The Hollywood Reporter revealing in February 2026 that Mayweather filed a massive $340 million lawsuit against Showtime Networks and former Showtime Sports president Steven Espinosa, alleging participation in a years-long financial fraud scheme orchestrated by his former manager Al Heyman. The lawsuit claims that instead of paying Mayweather directly, Showtime wired his fight earnings to accounts controlled by Heyman, who allegedly stole vast sums through hidden accounts and unauthorized transactions, with Mayweather seeking at least $340 million, claiming he's missing that amount from his reported $1.2 billion career earnings, suggesting that despite earning over $1 billion, Mayweather may actually be experiencing serious financial distress due to alleged theft and mismanagement.
You have a person with 20 million followers, but may not have 20 million in their bank account. So I choose fortune over fame.
The financial pressure continues escalating as Hot 97 reported that the Internal Revenue Service placed a $7.3 million tax lien on Mayweather, granting the government authority to seize his assets until the debt is resolved, with the lien citing unpaid taxes from 2018 and 2023.
But what's so disappointing with me, Skip, Floyd Mayweather has gone through this before. What is it that you don't get? And I'm even more disappointed because you're on Instagram and on Twitter flaunting your opulence. You got bales and bales of money. You might have 30, 40 racks.
Furthermore, the Miami New Times reported in July 2025 that TBE Aviation LLC, managed by Mayweather, faces a lawsuit from Associated Energy Group for more than $136,000 in unpaid aviation fuel bills, while sources confirm that two Miami jewelers have filed lawsuits claiming Mayweather owes millions for watches and jewelry, with one jeweler alleging he paid only $300,000 toward a $1.675 million outstanding balance. These combined financial pressures create a portrait of someone who, despite earning over $1 billion, allegedly struggles to meet fundamental financial obligations.
If everybody claiming that I'm not that sharp and I'm not that smart, then why should I give you guys my business plan? Why should I reveal my business plan? It's obvious if I've been a multi-millionaire and made over $1 billion by the time I was 40, I think I made over $1.2 billion with no endorsement deals, independent.
The most dramatic subplot involves developments in Hollywood, where Manny Pacquiao has reportedly assumed control of a gym space previously associated with Floyd Mayweather, with NBC Los Angeles reporting that Pacquiao toured a boxing gym in Hollywood that once displayed Mayweather's branding, noting that Mayweather's image would soon be removed. The space is being rebranded as Pacquiao Prime Boxing, with a summer opening planned, and the timing of this takeover carries enormous symbolic significance as Pacquiao sends a clear message to his rival. During a media session at the gym, Pacquiao positioned himself directly in front of a massive Mayweather image while addressing the contract breach, stating that what they signed represents a real fight and that he knows Mayweather understands what he signed, expressing hope that Mayweather will honor his commitments. Mather warned about consequences, comparing Floyd's behavior to claiming a car is black when it's actually white, emphasizing this represents a black and white situation that is 100% professional, while also hinting that confidential materials might become public if the dispute escalates. The boxing community's reaction has been explosive, with one fan writing that Floyd spent 20 years claiming superior financial intelligence, yet now faces simultaneous lawsuits from the IRS, Netflix, his own gym, jewelers, his jet fuel company, and Showtime, while another commented that earning over $1 billion, yet somehow being unable to pay gym employees or jet fuel bills, seems insane.
Step back in the ring?
I think it got to right now because the money gone.
So the money's really gone?
Yeah. That's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
All that money?
Yeah, it took been 2 years.
So is it just his overhead is so high on a day-to-day, month-to-month? Like
I don't even want to talk about it. Like with the lifestyle, that money's gone, trust me.
Some fans remain skeptical, with one observer posting that Floyd is playing chess and will likely settle everything for minimal amounts while laughing all the way to the bank, though boxing analysts have been more critical, with many highlighting this as a serious judgment failure. Sources suggest Mayweather's team desperately negotiates settlements with multiple parties simultaneously to avoid public asset seizure that would destroy his money image, leading everyone to question why Mayweather would sign 3 contracts, accept millions in advances, and then attempt to change the terms.
I mean, I have to say this, Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O? Yes, you're 50 and on paper, but people know you've lost.
Some believe Mayweather genuinely fears losing to Pacquiao at age 49 and damaging his perfect 50-0 record, with Mathur hinting at this possibility when telling the Review Journal that if Mayweather is scared of Manny and doesn't want to risk his record in a professional boxing match, he should never have executed these agreements and should openly admit it, since Manny isn't scared.
He's like, Mayweather's broke. I said, no. He's like, no, really. Mayweather's broke. Now, I don't know if it's true.
Right.
This is what this guy told me. I'm like, how could he be broke? He's like, yo, he spends like crazy.
Yeah.
Spends like
I
crazy.
mean, it only could go but so long. I mean, and you're not fighting.
Others believe Mayweather is experiencing legitimate financial distress and needs to focus on his mounting legal problems rather than training for a dangerous fight.
On February 3rd, 2026, Floyd Mayweather filed a lawsuit in California against Showtime Networks and Steven Espinoza, claiming they helped his former advisor, Al Heyman, misappropriate a huge chunk of his fight earnings to the tune of $340 million.
This represents the complete analysis of Floyd Mayweather's devastating financial crisis, where the undefeated champion who earned over $1 billion now allegedly confronts the collapse of his business empire, with Netflix reportedly moving to confiscate his gym franchise as payment for a $100 million contract breach penalty.
I also know for a fact that Floyd is operating at a deficit right now. He is not making money, he is spending money or losing money. It's not going well for Floyd Mayweather's financials.
Between the Pacquiao contract disaster, the $340 million Showtime lawsuit, the $7.3 million IRS tax lien, the unpaid gym employees, and numerous other financial pressures, sources suggest Mayweather is experiencing a complete behind-the-scenes meltdown.
It's crazy that Floyd Mayweather, since retiring, has gone from fighting Logan Paul, huge name, obviously is going to bring a lot of money, to then fighting Deji, didn't bring as much money or pay-per-view buys, to then fighting someone off from Geordie Shaw.
The problem is, Floyd's done this fight with one of the Paul brothers and thought, here we go, this is fantastic now, I'm getting all these views and stuff, people want to see me. It's like, he isn't a draw enough to sell out an entire arena if he's going to go against somebody that isn't a competition.
Whether he'll ultimately honor his contract and fight Pacquiao on September 19th at the Sphere, or whether this situation will culminate in massive lawsuits and asset seizures remains to be determined. For the latest updates on news, moments, events, and developments in the boxing world, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel and remember to activate notifications to receive alerts when we release premium content like this. Until our next discussion, farewell.